Brooklyn.org.
Ah, bam.
Oh, dead air.
Yeah.
Everybody say something cool. Okay, hey.
Testing. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado.
We'll name them all.
I got them all in there. Thanks, sixth grade music teacher.
Good evening, Brooklyn. I hope everyone is doing well out there tonight in Radio Land. I feel the vibe is good here in the studio. I feel like we're doing well. Yeah, a cheerful vibe. Welcome to the No Suggestion podcast with your host, Ralf Jean-Pierre. And I am your co-host, Aston Hollins. And today we have a very special guest. Please introduce yourself to the. Do you want to raise up your?
I was going to ask that, but I didn't want to. I know, doing voiceover, you never want to touch the mic without asking the engineer first.
I mean,
very, very professional.
Yes, very professional.
And then I'll just.
But yeah, we want to hear your.
Yeah, please adjust it as
Thank
you
need,
as you want.
Hear your
as
red
velvet.
leather, yellow leather.
There you go.
Unique New York.
Get
levels good.
Maybe you want to get in there. You really want to
get in there. Okay.
Yeah, you can push it up. Push it up how you want to move it.
So not used to getting to touch the microphone. This is like a luxury.
Oh, they usually do it. They usually do it for you.
Sometimes,
well, because they know me and they're like, Butterfingers Hurley over here will, ruin this beautiful, $5,000 microphone.
Butterfingers Hurley.
And actually, that was my nickname in high school, but was mostly just because of the candy that I ate.
Delicious candy.
Delicious
so
candy.
Delicious.
I mean,
nobody better lay a finger on it.
That ad campaign was like huge.
It was massive, yes.
Huge. But I
know that somebody touched my candy jar. I know. Don't even hide it.
I did not see anything. I did not hear anything.
David, why do you always suspect someone is into your candy jar?
Yeah, David.
I've brought you all into the parlor just to let you know that there's no chance that I don't know that somebody grazed their greasy, slutting fingers across my candy jar.
Slutting fingers.
Strong language.
Jeez.
Uncle David, Jesus.
Well, this is a holiday gathering.
This is going to be this is going to be a long Easter weekend if you think you can come in here and just pilfer from my candy
Uncle
jar.
David, but candy is like the meaning of Easter.
Yeah, Uncle David, isn't that the whole thing?
Lucian, Leslie, I'm on to you.
Easter is the end of candy season. It starts at Halloween, and then you have the wintertime holidays where candy is involved, probably in most of them.
Absolutely.
And then you get the Valentines, and then you move on to Easter, which is like the pinnacle of the candy season. The candy season is short, Uncle David.
Yeah, lay off. I mean, why are you being so harsh?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be having fun.
Let it go.
The Lord died and came back
so we could have chocolate bunnies.
Yes. And maybe let's just hypothetically say that someone
Let's build a dream. Let's build a hypothetical a fanciful, fictitious world.
All right, fine. Well, then maybe what if we use all right, so how Jesus had his 12 disciples and one of them ended up betraying him.
Oh.
But he knew that one of them would betray him.
Was there candy involved in the betrayal?
I mean, it was a supper, so there had to have been some sort of sweet dessert, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my point
maybe
is,
not a candy, but some sort of temptation.
Right. So maybe isn't it sort of supposed to be in the bigger picture?
Yeah.
What if he never had betrayed him? I mean, we wouldn't even have Easter. So in a way, the fact that your candy was stolen actually perpetuates the story of Easter even more than if it hadn't been.
Yeah, deal with that, Uncle David.
Let me lock my wheelchair.
Are we settling in for some wisdom? You gonna lay some wisdom on us?
Every time he locks the wheelchair,
I know. A story time. Yeah. I like his stories.
They're always good.
Yeah.
But he does voices with them, which is
that's the best part.
I am simply going to wait here until both of you defecate, and I will have it tested.
Uncle David was never invited back to Easter Easter gatherings.
I don't know where that came from.
Hey, welcome to the No Suggestion podcast. What do we do on this podcast, Ralf?
We got Josh Hurley here.
Hello.
We talk, we do some improv. I don't know if I explained the format to you at all.
I don't think so.
But I thought I would just jump in and see
I
what
love
happens.
it. I love it. I've listened to previous episodes.
Oh, so you get
Oh,
it. It's a glorified living room.
I did some studying.
That's impressive.
Took some notes.
It's a glorified living room. That's all it is. So you get it. You can hear it. It's not
I love
much to it.
I love it.
Josh, there's a pattern. It was with you, Aston. Although we knew each other a little bit back when you were at the
We
pit.
did. We were friendly acquaintances, I would say.
I think the longest. It's not true. I've had long conversations with David Carl and Katie Hartman were on last week. I've had long conversations with David because before my breakup, we used to live in the same neighborhood and shared the same dog park. And then I also talked to him a lot about because we both did Shakespeare stuff. And
very cool.
Shakespeare.
So I talked to him.
Bard.
I don't know if I'd ever had a conversation with Katie before.
Oh,
and these are all
she's the best.
They're both like such delightful human beings.
And these are all people I've known for a decade.
A long time, yeah.
I've never had a conversation. I think similarly, we may have had maybe one conversation before. There is, I'm going to open with this. I think one of the things I appreciate about this podcast is that it allows me to express. I've been, maybe you both can relate to this. I feel like I've been an artist my whole life. I've been an artist since I was a kid. So I feel a great immediate, and it's like all I've ever done. So I feel like a great immediate fraternity, filial relationship with any artist I meet. Yeah, kinship, particularly with other improvisers.
I think, and is it to some degree? I think there's a shorthand that we have with each other, both visually, physically, and verbally, that we can kind of like, we're like bits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we all come from the same thing.
Also, like 9 times out of 10, I feel like improvisers in particular are like on the friendly side, like to work as a group. You have to have all those skills. We
were the hippies of the art world, the performance art world, where we're like, yes, let's just make something together in the moment and come and sit down and we'll tell you a story gathered by the campfire. We don't know what it is yet, but we'll tell it to you.
Yes. Except that I don't think of myself as very friendly. I don't think I am.
Really?
Yeah, you're a friendly person.
I think once you're in the cone of friendship, then it's a different story.
Well, some people have like a hard shell.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What's under that shell?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a hard shell.
Yeah.
Hey,
I feel like
you guys wanna come to my cone of friendship?
Yeah.
I know it's recess right now, and the teacher, like, she's over taking care of Billy because he peed his pants again.
Oh, Billy.
You think you're gonna come over here and just make an offer and I'm just supposed to accept?
Yeah, the cone is cool. I'm going in.
Yeah, like that's what we've been talking about all through math.
Yeah.
Like the cone.
The cone.
Of friendship.
You guys might have been talking about it, but I was in my own world. I was listening.
Dude, you were like, you had a pencil up your nose and you were like, and you were making fish noises. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's why we invited you into the cone of friendship.
Yeah.
Listen, if you guys happen to be entertained by my antics, that is a byproduct because I only moved to entertain myself.
Oh, well,
interesting.
But that's why we kind of invited you, because it's like you realize that the sort of essence of art is not to do a thing for others, but to express yourself internally. And if others appreciate it, then like, cool, man.
The greatest art is not even the receiving of the art, but it's the fact that it's been released in the atmosphere for God to see.
Wow.
Sorry, 1 second. Hey, Laura, you're a fart brain. Yeah, sorry, I had to do that. I had to keep up appearances.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go smoke some cigarettes in the parking lot. I don't know if I'm gonna join this cone.
Wait, come on.
Okay. I mean, it's a
I'm
free
gonna
country.
Yeah, you can do what you want. I guess it is. We still have 3 more minutes of recess.
I think I'm gonna go vape under the bleachers.
Dude, do you have like? Can we enter into your like sphere of coolness?
It's a free cone tree.
Yeah. Come on, that should get us in. That alone should get us in.
Come into the cone.
I think I'm gonna go
Come on.
drink kava in the teacher's lounge.
on.
They let you in the teacher's
but
lounge?
what? You're not a teacher.
Holy crap.
Is there a story here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what you guys are up to. I'm gonna go smoke a peace pipe in the janitor's closet.
What? You're friends with the
I
janitor?
didn't even know there was a janitor's closet.
I work part time as a
What's he
janitor.
keep-
You have
there.
a job?
Yeah.
Dude, we're like in 5th grade.
I mean, I didn't know these things about you. I'm impressed.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. You guys, whatever you want to do, if you're going to lunch or recess or whatever, I am gonna go do ketamine with the superintendent.
I find it's a little hurtful that you don't care about the cone.
Yeah, dude. Like we made this up. Like when we were playing
Yeah.
ponies the other day in the recess yard, we
Oh,
were like,
ponies.
you know what? Like the ponies need the ponies.
The ponies
need-
have to live somewhere.
Ponies have to have a home.
Yeah.
They have to live in like a
conical shape.
yeah. I have it like that's what magic ponies do, dude.
Yeah.
They make glue out of the joints of ponies.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you tell us that?
My dad told me in
my
the day.
world is shattered.
You come over here and like we invite you into our cone and then you just destroy everything we've made.
When my parents got divorced, I watched from a live feed.
Your parents are divorced?
Yeah. I watched the proceedings happen from a live feed that I set up myself and I watched it while doing ayahuasca.
You were
That's
like
probably really upsetting.
you were so advanced as like an artist.
Maybe you've screwed up your brain, and like when you get older and continue through life, you know, maybe you've done some irrevocable damage.
Oh my God. Do you guys want the rest of these fruit roll-ups? I can't tell the difference between myself and God anymore.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sweet, man. Can we I'm going to keep them in the
Not the watermelon.
cone.
I want that for myself.
Oh, okay.
And into the cone.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You guys are ascending. You guys are ascending past my aloof demeanor into a cone of warmth and intimacy I'll never know.
Join us in the cone of
You're
intimacy
all
and warmth.
alone.
If I go, I'm gonna have to leave my trench coat and my skateboard behind, won't I?
And the vape. You
There are
can't
no
vape.
clothes
I
up
can't
here.
vape. Wow. The perfect ending.
Yes, that's a button.
There are no clothes
In my
in the 5th grade cone
not
of
a button, I
friendship.
in my mind, it's like we transformed into something else,
Yeah.
like some other energetic entity that does not need clothing.
I feel like it's like it was almost like it turned into a horror movie a little bit where we're like, oh god, what have I entered into here?
In some parts I felt like Akira. Have you guys ever seen that anime, Akira?
Yeah, is that the one with the
It's
motorcycle?
a post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
Is that the one with the big in like the stadium, the
Yeah,
big
yeah.
and the really cool soundtrack?
Yeah.
Hanada.
Oh yeah, and he keeps yelling,
Tetsuo.
Canada!
Yeah,
Yeah. That is a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful piece of art. Like I remember watching that and going, this thing just doesn't end. It just keeps getting more and more and bigger and crazier and crazier. And I'm like, this is insane.
Wait,
All of existence
was-
was swallowed up.
Yeah.
Kaneda and Tetsuo.
Tetsuo!
Nice. Yes.
I only saw it one time, a long time ago.
But that's what it does.
That's
It's the
true,
kind of
yeah.
thing that sears your brain.
I have those sought out the soundtrack because I thought that the songs were really, really good. The theme.
Yeah,
The
they're really
theme.
sweet songs.
And my favorite and only video game that I play now is Taiko no Tatsujin for iPhone. If you have Apple Arcade, I highly recommend.
I do. And,
Get a Taiko Pop Tap, and
Okay.
that's one of the songs. It's like a rhythm,
Ooh,
game. Drum.
okay.
You're a drum, and you can make two different sounds. Anyway,
Ooh.
deep nerding into the world
Deep
of
nerd.
Taiko Pop Tap. But
Okay.
yeah,
Nerd
one of,
alert.
Nerd. Meh.
one of the one of the tracks on the game is from the the whatever music suite from from that movie, and I was like, I remember being so
wow.
into these songs.
It is funny how like a certain piece of music or a certain thing will stick with you, and like I don't know, like some things really just. I remember going to the Getty Museum, I believe. Is it the Getty in Los
It is.
Angeles?
Estelle Getty.
The Still Getty Museum.
Yep.
I don't think you're ready for this,
picture it.
Freddie.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll just follow me down the way, you're going to notice the cheesecakes are over on the left here. Now, those are set cheesecakes. They are from the show.
Ooh.
This is episode 5, where Rose ends up having a pill problem, and they have to stay up all night long playing board games.
I love this episode. I remember it.
Yeah.
Can you take us outdoors to the lanai?
I thought you weren't going to ask. Now, the fun fact, I'm sorry, sir, you don't look like you're having a good time.
My mom likes this show. Mom, I want to go home.
Oh.
Sorry, Freddie. I
never watched this. Every time you watch the show, I'm like, come on, change the channel.
but it's really good.
Oh,
this
come
is
on.
like,
Yeah, who
it's
doesn't
one
like
of
the Golden Girls?
The great shows
I mean,
of television history, Freddie. I'm just trying to, raise you right.
think you're a good mom. I think you're a good mom.
Oh,
You're a great mom. Thank you for being a mom.
I'm
I'm not saying I'm having a bad time, but I don't know anything about the show, so I'm looking at all this memorabilia, and I'm like,
Freddie, this is the house.
Yes, this is the house.
The
now,
house tour.
The house tour. Now, there was a lot on the
special
Universal.
tour guide.
listen, I'm gonna say I do like this pantsuit with the big shoulder pads that I'm wearing.
My name is Stan Tornak, and I'm your tour guide. It's a play on Stan Spornak, who is Dorothy's husband. Yeah,
Shoes with heels that elevate before, like platform heel. I've never worn that before. It's nice, but otherwise, I don't know if I like.
Well, we do have a costume section. If you'd like to try on some of the costumes,
that's where I got this from.
Oh, that's what you were saying. Well, that's what we want people to do. We want to have them try. So here, hold this wicker purse. Okay. What do you think of that, huh?
When it carries the weight in such a... Oh, that's nice.
Now, if you'll open it up, you'll notice that
I like this show, Mom.
I'm sorry, Freddie, but can you, I do, so can you maybe just try to have a good time for me?
Can I try one of those pearl earrings?
I'm your mother.
Sure.
I am your only parent, single mother.
Oh.
All right, Mom. I understand. This is a great mom.
Oh, hey.
And I never bother you when you're watching
This is
Golden
like that
Girls.
Moonlight Madness episode where Blanche was trying to find a date, and she was a bunch of different men were just kind of thrown at her feet, and
she was so magnetic.
She had to pick the right one, and
I
hopefully,
know.
it's always hard to pick the right man.
Podcast about this I could listen to or something? 'Cause I
Stan.
don't know anything about it.
There is a podcast. There's a couple podcasts actually.
Let me just try that one pearl earring on. I just
sure.
want to try one.
Now this is an earring that was used. This is the earrings that Sophia loaned her daughter. Yeah, for the big dance, the dance off episode. Which, if you'll remember, those look lovely. What do you think?
You are radiant, Freddie.
Yes. Now, can you do a little something for us? Can you stand over here by this palm tree and say, "Back in St. Olaf"? It's fun.
right here,
right here. Wait, hold on. Let me give you cheesecake. All right, hold on to the cheesecake. There you go. Okay.
Let me get my phone.
Yeah. You're gonna want it. This is a good video moment. Hold on. Let me give you some interstitials. That's
just how the music sounds. Okay, smile, Freddie.
Back in St. Olaf.
Thank you for doing this with me. I know it's not your favorite thing to do. I just, I've always wanted to do this my entire life, and it's really special to share this moment with my baby boy.
Wait a minute. Where did that gray streak come from in my hair?
Oh.
Mom, what's happening to me?
That happens to everyone who comes to our museum.
It's going to be okay, Freddie.
How do you feel about 80s references, such as Michael Dukakis and...
Freddie, don't panic, but you seem to have just some new wrinkles.
Oh, no.
What's happening to my Freddie?
Freddie, when I say the word menopause,
Stan,
what funny thing comes to mind?
Why is it so hot in here? It's suddenly so hot.
Oh, yes. That's the menopause.
Mom, we have to go because I have a date tonight.
I guess.
With a divorcee named Stan.
See? I would go. I would go to that museum. I would go to that museum.
Does it exist?
It may. I know there's some pop-ups that have Golden Girls stuff, but
I love the Golden Girls.
I do too.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did you grow up on, Josh? What are your core things?
We're talking like maybe film, television sort of thing.
Anything. Just the things that you're like, I'm made of these things. These are the building blocks of me.
I did love comedy. I loved Monty Python. I loved, I'll tell you this. I was obsessed with the movie Clue.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Huge Clue nerd.
Yeah.
Still am.
Man.
Still am.
I don't know how many times I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
What did you love about? I think this is something that I missed.
Okay.
I know the movie, but I don't think it's.
I love
in my-
Mrs. White, Madeline Kahn, Mrs. White.
So good.
Yeah.
So have you seen Ralph? Have you seen the movie?
Maybe I don't know.
With the 3 different endings and
See, that would be something
Curry,
that would not be. That would not be.
Tim
in my
Curry's the
wheelhouse.
butler.
Mm-hmm.
I know all these people. I know Madeline Kahn. I know Tim Curry. I know this world. This is probably 80s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but
I don't know what it was. I think it just I love spooky stuff. I love I love like scary stories to tell in the dark, those books and stuff like that. I love those things. And so it was kind of it was a perfect combination of like comedy, British comedy, because I know the director Jonathan Lynn, he's British, so he had like that sort of British sensibility, that sort of farcical, there's a lot of like people running into each other and like, like one-liners and stuff. And I don't know what, it just spoke to me to the point where when we were building our house, we built a house when I was like 1993-ish, and my parents were like, hey, it's up to you. Do you want to have a bigger bathroom, or we can put a secret passageway from your room to your brother's room?
Shut
What?
up.
Which was insane. And
Older or younger
You
brother?
got it?
yeah, we got it.
Oh, man.
So
Older or younger
brother.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, younger brother. So, but then
And you wanted to build a secret passageway to them.
well, that was the thing. It was like we just wanted the secret passageway.
Yeah.
But the only sort of logistical way to do it was to put our rooms to connect, which made it a little like, well, why? I mean, I don't want to like. Why would I care about going to my brother's? But I will say it was fun just because we could just say, oh, there's a secret bookcase that you can just move and stuff like that. So
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
that's pretty cool.
it was cool. And now the bookcases weren't like super fancy or anything, but it was still just like it was a little like it was a little more bare bones, but it was really fun. And now it's just a storage room.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Idaho, southeast Idaho.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a crazy time, and I decorated my room like Clue, like to the best. I had like these like old like little lamps and stuff like that, and it was very
that's adorable.
bizarre, but I was obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's like comedy canon that you should.
I'm gonna get
everyone
into it.
should see it.
I don't think there's like odd. I mean, I think for everyone has odd pockets. Like I'm not a Mel Brooks person
Oh yeah,
at all.
yeah.
I like Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Young
But-
Frankenstein was one that grew on me. Like the first time I saw it, I feel ashamed to say this as a comedian, but I was like, okay. And then the more I watched it, the funnier and funnier it got.
Well, that's the thing. I don't care about any of his other work. Like I
That
wish
was
I
it.
did. I don't dislike it. Well, but it's not for me. I don't. So there's like I think there's that for, and then there's things that I love that are like for me like essential things that
Uh-huh.
for other people are like, oh, I'm not. I don't
It
get
just,
this.
it's just well, I think that's the wonderful thing is that we all sort of like you said, like connect with these certain
Oh, we got
things that we
different
just love.
flavors.
Yeah.
What was it about? As you asked me about Clue, kind of like what was it about Young Frankenstein that said, "Oh, this is definitely something I'm locking into."
Definitely Gene Wilder.
Yeah, he's
Although
the best.
that kind of that didn't save Blazing Saddles for me. I don't dislike it, but
Mhm.
but Gene Wilder, I think
Frederick Frankenstein.
Frederick Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
I think because it's
Happy normal.
I don't remember. I barely remember. It was like,
Hollins a hay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Sorry, we're
think-
just gonna quote this movie
Please.
as you talk over.
I think it was because it wasn't. There was like a narrative that was driving that I like. I like I'm a tone person.
Mhm.
I don't.
I get that,
I'm
yeah.
not really about story and so like and just like. Yeah, I
Mood,
guess even
tone sort of thing.
even jokes. I'm more about tone and mood. Like I don't so much care about jokes. I just care about how it feels.
It comes across.
Yeah, so like I'll just like, I might like good solid jokes, but I'd just as much be into just watching Eric Andre just fall through
Right.
tables. You know what I mean? And just you know what I mean. So
Right.
I don't know. I don't have as much like glee and delight around that. Even the same with Golden Girls. Like I was raised on it, but it was hard. Now, I can appreciate it more now because I know how interesting it is to see like just a group of women be the leads of a show, and like the comedy that just displays their lives, and they're all strong and independent and have their own agency, and that wasn't like super common back then. So that makes, but at the time I'm a kid and I'm just like, I don't get this.
Yeah, and kind of in the same vein, I was like, I don't know why I like this, but it's that thing of like, I don't know why I'm drawn to, I know I'm drawn to like British farce, like British like dry wit and like farce, but like, I don't know. It is interesting how we do have this sort of draw to certain things that we can't even describe ourselves yet.
But Python, I love. I don't grow up on Python, but I love
Silly Walks.
Python.
Favorite sketches.
I don't know Monty Python well. I know,
like the
for
movies
me, Holy Grail is
Holy Grail.
Maybe the perfect. It's the perfect comedy.
I like
Absolutely.
the horse.
The horse is. It's just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
It's a
Bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead. Yeah, that to me is just like, there's no sense. It's just like music and tone and mood. Like that joke there's nothing really you can explain about that joke. It just works like viscerally.
Right.
And so I love that. And I love, the one sketch I can think of is the dirty fork.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's great.
Know this sketch?
So good.
I don't.
He's at one of the guys at a restaurant, and he just says, "Oh, can I get a?" They're having a great time. He's on a date. And they're having a great time. He's like, "It's just a little schmutz on my fork. Could you just?" And then increasingly, more and more people come out from the back.
I'm sorry, sir. We had no idea that this
like
fork was so dirty.
The
I
whole
can't
restaurant
believe
is falling in on itself because of this dirty fork.
and then of course, and the punchline, the best punchline is after everyone has like basically self-impaled themselves on instruments because of how seppuku because of how horrible they feel about giving this couple, and then he turns to the camera and goes, "Good thing I didn't tell them about the dirty knife."
Yeah. Those. So I love that.
So good. I love the argument sketch because it's such a brilliant. I love a strong, like a really smart premise is always fun to me, and like the argument sketch is such a great one because it's like instantly you know what you're in for. He's like, "Is this the right room for an argument?" And he's like, "I've told you once." I'm like, "No, you haven't." "Yes, I have." "No, you haven't." And he's like, "Oh, sorry. Is this the full 5 minutes or the full half hour?" He's like, "Oh, full half hour." And then they go back into the argument. It's like, God, already you know you're off to the races. You get the premise, you get the bit. It's like,
I don't know this sketch.
It's a fun one.
I really love this sketch group from I think it was in the early 90s, these three women, Smack the Pony. Do you know?
That sounds really familiar.
This one, Smack the Pony.
I think I've heard you talk about them before.
I think maybe you can watch them all on YouTube anyway. It was like on TV for a couple years. I think maybe there's 3 seasons, but it's really funny. It's these 3 women and and it's like they're, writing and doing all their sketches, and there's this really funny one. I mean, they're all really funny, but there's this really funny one when it's like a matador, but she's a woman and she's like falling in love with the the bull, like and like walking down.
Oh, that's
down
funny.
this
that sounds
country
beautiful.
road, like with the bull, and it's like a forbidden love. But their stuff is really, really
That's
funny. And I remember I watched that in like my late 20s, and I was like, how did I not know about this until now?
There's nothing like discovering
Yeah.
a great, especially as we're all comedians, performers, like great comedy. You go, oh, like I remember watching Wayne's World when I was sick one day. My mom bought like I think the VHS from McDonald's or something like that, back in the day, and I was like, I popped in Wayne's World and I was like, this is what comedy is. This is what comedy is. Oh, I get it. I see. And I was like, oh, cool.
That's a great question. What is the first thing you remember seeing where you're like, whoa, comedy?
Oh man, I definitely think I remember Wayne's World being one of them. What about you guys? What do you?
I think I'm going to say, I think I've definitely talked about this. I'm going to say Carol Burnett. My grandparents had all these Carol Burnett VHS tapes, and I was like very, very, very young when I saw those, and I just thought that she was the funniest. So I think that really stands out. I mean, I'm sure there are others, but that's like the main thing that stands out. Like when I was like 3 or 4, really little.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being in the audience tonight. I know you're all excited to see Cheryl Gurnett tonight, and she is one of the premier comedians, as you all know. But she is going to come out and answer some of your comedy questions before the show starts, because that's something she likes to do. Now, we may film it.
Did he say Carol Burnett?
Sorry, Cheryl Gurnett. You're all here to see Cheryl Gurnett. Is that correct?
Maybe he's got the
This is
name
the
wrong?
Cheryl Gurnett Show.
Yeah, no. Carol Burnett.
Yes, Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
So in just a moment,
probably just gonna
Cheryl
be
Gurnett
honest.
will be out. Also, Bim Donway is one of the actors who is also going to be out. And
Wait. Did you say Tim Conway?
I said Bim Donway. Bim Donway is one of the premier television comedians.
Drunk.
I think so too.
I hope he's not going to be
Should
the
we-
actual
Should
moderator.
we go tell them up front?
Now some of you may be here to see
Nobody else is speaking up.
Yeah.
Hickey Jorrance. Hickey is feeling a little ill. She's a little under the weather today.
Sorry, are you trying to say Vicky Lawrence?
No, Hickey Jorrance is from Dahmer's family.
Dahmer's family?
Dahmer's family. The TV show Dahmer's Family?
Mama's Family.
I don't know about that one, but I do know that Dahmer's Family is one of the hit TV shows.
This is a joke.
Because it can't be that we're in the wrong place.
No, we have to be
because there's too many direct
No. This is
He's the opening act.
Cheryl Gurnett is going to be coming out, and she does this real.
It's really funny.
You know, thank you. You all know that she does that really funny thing where she scratches her nose to say hello to her grandfather.
No, that's not what she does.
So she comes out and she says, hi to her grandfather by scratching her nose. No,
it's the ear.
I'm
tug on
really
the ear.
disturbed because this is a room of 500 people and it's
Right.
I
eerily
paid a lot of money for this ticket.
Right.
We both paid $300 to see this.
I've been waiting
tribute.
years.
Wait, you paid for this show?
Yeah, we both.
I think you want the Johnny Harson show down the hall.
Joni Harson?
Joni Harson. It's a late night talk show.
Johnny Carson?
No, Joni Harson.
Linda, I am freaking out. We paid $300 to come to
Steve?
California and
Steve, I think we might be in an alternate universe.
Like when he comes up, it's the Good Night Show with Joni Harson featuring Jock Jefferson.
Maybe if we just don't say anything at all.
I don't. It is strange because we both did an ayahuasca trip earlier this week.
That's true.
But how could we both be having the same hallucination?
And it's me, the host, Ted McBundy.
What?
Oh, that I'm just telling you, Ted McBundy is the sidekick for
Steve,
Johnny Harson.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, I want to slowly.
Oh no, you can't get out of here. The
Oh
doors are
my
already
God! Look
locked.
at the host. Look at him. He's got a high top like Arsenio Hall.
Hey. Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. Isn't that's
You're
Arsenio
asking us.
Arsenio Tall.
Steve, are we dead? Did we die? Is this hell?
Coming up, we're going to be having the cast of Beers come out. The show about the lovely the bar underneath that Philadelphia pub.
Oh my God, Linda! Look at the audience. Everyone is real Perlman.
Yes,
See?
scene.
That was fun.
That's
fun.
surreal.
I feel like I just saw her in something.
Barbie.
Barbie.
Oh, she was great in Barbie.
Yeah.
She's great. I love her.
Yeah, I liked it.
I did like Barbie a lot. It
Yeah.
made me sad.
Yeah.
It did not make me sad.
It made me.
Tell
Did we
me-
talk about
I
this?
think
Yeah, why did it
you
make you sad?
said you didn't say much else. Here's what I remember. You can tell me if I've got it right or
Yeah.
not. Okay, so you said that you had watched Barbie and Poor Things, and that they
Yes.
both made you feel very depressed.
They were both. I thought they were both excellent.
And
They
but
both made me
they
sad.
made you feel very depressed, like men and women don't need each other.
Do not need each
Oh.
other. That's the message that I got from both.
I did not get that message from either.
Really?
Yeah.
In both
Interesting.
movies,
I'm trying to
the
process
the
that.
women are like they're like all the men they meet except for the dad,
Uh-huh.
except for Emma Stone's dad. Emma Stone was so nobody else. I mean, I didn't see all the movies, but
She
nobody
won
else could
the
have gotten
Oscar for
best
it.
actress. It was impossible anybody.
Oh,
else.
for Poor Things.
yeah, that performance was
it was fantastic.
unreal.
She was so good in that.
Except for the dad, God,
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe, there was no man that she loved.
She kind of loved the she
I feel like she loved my again. This is just.
I don't think
a
she
dude's
loved any
perspective.
man more than the lady that she had that she started to be
Right.
within the.
But in the
Oh, in
end,
the
she
brothel.
gets to be with them both.
Right.
And like,
I don't
There's
think
a
that
lot of-
guy's getting any
yeah,
play.
totally he is.
Do you think
Yeah.
that there's like
Yeah.
love, different kinds of love that she sort of experienced with each man, which was like parental love from Willem Dafoe? There was
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
physical love with what's his name's character?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo's
Yeah.
character. There was sort of friend love with the gentleman that she was sort of betrothed to, but that didn't really ever like, break into her heart. Like there was all these sort of different kinds of love that she was experiencing with each man, almost like piecemeal Frankenstein love. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
all of
she
them.
did love the I forgetting his name, the assistant.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, Remy Youssef.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, but none of them were like make or break.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
But maybe
like,
that's also the point. Maybe it doesn't have to be make or break. You find your own
yeah.
deal, and then everything else is like.
Right.
I mean that
I'm not
that
expressing
could
myself
be
clearly,
the
but-
no you are. I understand you. That could very well be the point, but that is the thing that makes me sad. Because then I would think, oh, maybe then because in both movies I feel like it has a similar thing. Maybe then we're past that kind of love, that kind of make
Like
or
as a
break.
society sort of
Yeah.
thing? Oh.
Maybe
yeah.
we don't need that kind of love anymore.
I mean, but love, but
So maybe there's other
see where you're
kinds.
going.
It's sort of like evolved socially into this thing that's not like kind of how in the old days it's like you worked at a job for 40 years, you clocked in, you got the gold watch, you went home, that's a job. And now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, there's gig work, there's this work, and it's kind of like more fluid that way.
And maybe that, and so my thing was, it wasn't that I disagreed. It was that, oh, maybe we've moved into a new point in time or in history. And I'm like, oh, I need to find the beauty in this or understand this. And I'm still back here in this other paradigm.
I think I want to say more than it also is like an individual journey for both of those
Mhm.
protagonists.
Yeah.
As much as like the larger world, society, all the other players in their lives, but they both kind of ultimately are like, I'm gonna do my own deal.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I still feel like that even is still kind of like I don't know, radical idea.
I found both films very radical.
Yeah.
And to me, it wasn't so much that a point was like, to me, it was like an artist says something and they go, this is where I feel I am, or this is where I feel the world is. They're not going like, they're not
Right.
laying a decree down,
Yeah.
but I think they're reflecting, this is my reality, or this is how I'm seeing the world.
Right.
And through those, we get like snapshots of, it's a like, to me, art is like a massive Rashomon. So everybody's taking a picture of like,
Of course.
this
From
is
their
where,
own perspective.
Yeah,
Right.
This
this
is
is
how
where-
it happened
yeah.
from my perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and so, yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting, and I think there's something to that. And we are in an age where I don't know if it's the internet, but the fact that we have so many social media outlets now that we are able to sort of communicate with each other in so many different ways, visually, audially, like tonight, audially, and all this stuff that does give us more nuance. It does give us more lanes to go down instead of one lane. Like back again, not to go back to old TV stuff, but like there used to be 3 channels, right? And it's like you watched what was on those 3 channels, and that was television. That was the art of television. But now we have so much television that the art of television has been able to sort of evolve and go, oh, if you like this, here's a little of that. If you like this, here's some of that.
I do have, and I think part of my unrest with that is I do have a personal thing about getting older too, which is, there's something, I don't know if I've ever said this to you, but like I try to live by this phrase: if you resist the future will resist you.
Ooh,
I
that's
have not heard this.
that's pretty.
this
Yeah,
phrase.
that's pretty.
So I
hard-hitting.
very much don't want to be like I was just talking to somebody earlier where they were like, well, oh, it was on my students. They were like, I don't feel like TV is good anymore. They were, and I was just like, I'm very wary of that. I'm very wary of getting to that point where I'm
Right.
like, everything sucks now. It's
Right,
Not,
yeah.
It's not the way it was when I was
Right.
a kid. I'm very wary of that.
I was talking with a friend about this, and do you think that it's something to the effect, or maybe to some effect, that the fact that we, as we age, just naturally, we stick to the things that we were used to when we were kids, but we see the differences between the generations, and that's a good thing because it's like, oh, it means that you have taken what we had and you've changed. You've changed it. If it was the same, would we be more worried? Like nothing has changed. Like everything has stayed the same.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because I have a lot of thoughts around this. Like there seems to be a lot of, I don't know whether this is true or not. There seems to be a lot of kind of generational like hate or like definitely like tension. And
right.
I don't really get it. Like, everybody moves through life, right? And time. And I think that everybody's here at the same time, whether you're like 80 years old or 18, and because everybody's here at the same time, like, shouldn't we all be working together?
I think ideally, right?
Instead of being like, I don't know, Gen Z's like, fuck you, millennials.
It's true.
Or, like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but and then like you were talking about, you don't want to get to the place where you're like, those damn kids, get off my lawn.
That's one of my worst fears.
Yeah, and I
like,
get that too. I feel that same way. You don't want that.
So and like whatever boomers, so everyone's like isolating themselves in their age group, sort of.
Right.
And young people maybe don't necessarily like respect, the wisdom of their elders anymore, or I don't know. But it's like I really feel like there needs to be like, we need to be making bridges to reach each other instead of like, fuck you, boomers.
Yeah.
I think that was like the core thing about the Barbie Poor Things thing for me, which was like, it was beyond whether or not I agreed with it. It was like, if this is true, if this message is true, how can I open myself to it? And I think an important thing to acknowledge is if you're an older person, like I think what's at the core of these things, I don't think generations are different. I think every generation is exactly the same.
Interesting.
And
okay.
each has to reckon with its own technology.
Oh yeah.
But I think everyone is exactly the same personally. And I think the big challenge that happens is as you get older, you start to realize you're obsolescing, you're becoming obsolete,
Sure.
and you're marching toward death.
Yep.
And you have to reconcile with the fact that these young people are marching into their lives.
Right. They're discovering their first comedy movie. They're discovering their first TV show. They're discovering these things that will affect them.
And they're going to quote unquote mess up things that we had created.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so all those, so it's like, I think there's a lot of emotions that come with that. So I think I was like trying to acknowledge that I feel that grief. I feel that sadness. I feel that fear. I feel, you know what I mean? Instead of like pretending it's not there.
That's true.
And not acknowledging it or transmuting it into anger.
Do you think there's a lot of like deconstruction, like sort of like deconstruction trolling now where it's like anything that is created, I think a lot of gut reaction is to tear it apart, right? It's not to sort of like if there's a trailer comes out, some people will be like,
I'm under the breach. I'm underneath the breach. Build it as fast as you like.
Oh no, I think we just encountered a media bridge troll.
Mr. Troll, sir.
Yes.
Can you just let us pass?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is a tangerine rind.
Can you just let us walk across?
Yeah, I just need to tweet this thing about this new movie here.
Yeah.
And I really like this movie a lot, so please don't mess that up for me.
Yeah.
Gen Xer, you're gonna tweet to a Gen Zer?
Look, Mr.
Just shake the bridge a little bit.
Jeez. Oh no.
Unsteady.
Oh no, I dropped my phone and sent it without tweeting anything.
Oh no.
I'm gonna get so much negative feedback. This troll is good.
Do you like my outfit? It's made by Kanye.
I don't know. I can't.
He's a little problematic.
Yeah, I can't
right
really
now,
comment on
Mr.
him because I don't know
Troll.
what to say.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I really did like
George
College
Bush
Dropout, but-
doesn't like
Yeah.
black people.
That.
Doing a little dance.
Mr. Troll,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any suggestions for how to
How do we cross this literal and proverbial bridge into the next generation?
Tell us what to do.
finishing this little snack? It's a fidget spinner.
yeah,
Wash it down with some pogs.
Yeah, those will only keep you satisfied for like just a few
just a minute.
moments. Yeah.
I can help you cross at your own peril.
Do we have to answer like a quiz
riddle?
or a riddle, or what's the toll?
Simply just give me your TikTok passcode.
I don't remember what it is. I don't.
We gotta get across.
I'm locked out of my own TikTok.
Oh.
I have like so many followers. Please, are you gonna post something weird?
On LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Wait,
LinkedIn
what's-
is like your entire career.
Yeah, what's a LinkedIn? I'm sorry, I don't even know what that is. Oh no, he's getting excited about this.
I see you have a profile that you made 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did make that. It was to sign up for that thing so I could get the free entry into the trip. Yeah.
It says you only have an associate's degree. I've locked you out of it.
It's true. It's true. I do only have associate's degree. Wow, this troll is good. He's done his research. A troll that does his research is terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, let me sit down in this
I
pool
feel
of warm
frozen
water.
with fear.
Yeah.
I'm frozen.
But he's sitting in a warm pool of water
I've
right
got a
now.
BBL.
It's neither
Nice.
cold nor hot. It's just lukewarm.
Yes, just
like his
join me.
opinions. Yeah. Oh, God.
No offense, Mr. Troll, but I don't really think I want to hang out here.
Yeah.
Or you're going to leave me?
Um,
I'm lonely down here under this bridge.
it seems like you have plenty to keep you occupied.
Yeah. Why are you interacting with us? I mean, you
Yeah.
obviously have a lot of things you want to say and you want to do. I mean, why don't you just put this all on social media?
Yeah,
Wonder-
why don't you just live stream it?
Yeah.
Got this half-eaten copy of Hard Times magazine or this VHS of a David Cross comedy special.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who love David Cross,
Kids
and they're
in-
like,
in
they
the
would
hall?
totally seek out that content.
That's another David. That's Dave Foley.
Oh, Dave Foley. Dave Foley's great.
I'm confusing my Daves.
I love
I can't
Dave
do
Foley.
anything.
Don't be scared. Look at Zendaya.
She's beautiful.
Scene.
Every scene should end with Zendaya.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She is beautiful.
she's beautiful.
I really am locked out of my TikTok.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember.
Isn't there like
Wow.
a catch that you can get, like, enter your
I
email
don't
and stuff?
remember my password, but I only have one. I only made one TikTok video. I couldn't keep up because I'm old and obsolete.
We're old
It was
and
about
obsolete.
my cat, but I did like to watch it. I like to watch it so much.
Yeah.
I like to watch TikTok so much.
See, it's scary for me because I can't get into it. And I'm
Oh.
like, what is
I think
wrong
it's a
with
good
me?
No,
thing
I'm the
that
same way. I'm
that
the same way.
I'm locked out because then I think I would be spending like too much time every day.
Is TikTok? This is it sounds so old, but isn't TikTok and Instagram stories? Isn't Instagram stories like trying to be TikTok?
I
Isn't that
think
kind of what it is?
so,
Where it's like
yeah.
you scroll and it's like 10-second videos, 5-second videos.
Yeah,
stuff
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
these
Or vice
trying to
versa or
be-
something.
internet wars.
Right.
Yeah.
I really am.
Who's the biggest fish?
Yes.
Who's the biggest fish?
I really am fascinated with this, and probably just because I'm in it, but with this age, because this age is such. Right now,
The
we're all
times?
about our age,
Like actual, like-
age.
yeah, like late 30. Because right now we're
Younger
all at
age.
about. This is the age. Larry David was older than all of us when he started Seinfeld.
Aren't those the worst when you find out like people on certain shows are like older than you like now? Like they're like
Jerry would have
what?
been about the age that we are at now or younger when he started, but Larry was older. So it's a
That's
funky,
wild.
this sort of
Time of life.
walking into like middle age is like
Mhm.
it can go in any direction.
It's true.
You can still be on the forefront of culture, or you can start to hang way back.
It is true. Yeah, you
know
either
what I
you
mean?
either hit the gas or the brakes, right?
Quincy Jones was 50 when he made Thriller.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was a great success.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
it just goes to
success.
show that, I think people do have a tendency to sort of at a certain point, they sort of assign themselves. They go, I'm sorry, I'm assigned to the fact that I am over 40 now, so therefore I cannot do X, Y, or Z anymore. I can't, surf or some, I don't know, whatever. They're like, I'm sorry, I guess
yeah.
I just can't. And it's like, but why? You just decided that.
I've been getting mammed a lot.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't really think I have ma'am energy. Like I really don't feel like, and it's really, I've noticed it so much even in the past like 3 weeks. I've gotten mammed like at least twice a week.
Could be.
I
Sometimes
want to be
there's
like, it's Ms. Okay? It is
Yeah.
Ms.
Ma'am is that's a hard line in the.
I feel like I've had like dad energy since I was 30, since I was 28. I feel like I've always had like I got a dad bod, I got a dad vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when I was, you know what I mean? But then, so I don't know if that necessarily means something, because sometimes it moves around at moments. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I can imagine there's probably moments where, maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like there's probably moments that before she died where Betty White felt like the youngest person in the room.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
so I
isn't
do
that wild?
think it moved. Yeah, I think it moves around. But yeah.
Context and all that stuff too. I mean, Betty White. I think it's weird because
An angel.
We have these angels in society, right? There's Betty White. There's Mr. Rogers.
Oof.
There's sort of like
an angel.
My hero.
Yeah, like there's people you
Red
go
Rogers.
just. And I remember on a previous episode, I believe you said sort of like you don't. What was the phrase you said? Something about don't.
Nobody's referenced the previous episode on
I
the show
know. What
before.
a
You said something about
little
heroes.
student.
You said don't idolize your heroes because they'll disappoint you, but it's
don't
because of
put them on a pedestal.
don't put them on a
or something.
pedestal. And you said it's not because what did
I
you say?
said all your heroes will disappoint
Which will
you,
disappoint you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which to me is that I don't think it's the same as never meet them.
Right.
I think meet them,
But they may disappoint you.
They will.
Yeah, they will disappoint
They
you.
will disappoint you, and that
Can I give a one sort of like
Please.
devil's advocate story to that? I went to see Robin Williams in Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo.
my favorite actor of all time.
Same here. He was. If we're talking about influences, he's number one.
He's number one.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
And
Don't
yes.
be afraid.
Don't be
no.
afraid.
Yeah.
Come with me. Oh, we're gonna have a good
Wow,
time.
he
Very
sounds
good.
like just like him.
Oh, thank
Very
you,
good.
dear.
Yeah.
I do like a good Mrs. Doubtfire impression
Oh,
Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mrs. Doubtfire convention.
It's a run by fruiting.
That was so good, dear. Oh,
So excited to be here.
that's right. Okay, now. First,
Get your tea and your sugar now.
oh, no
It's a good
sugar,
cup of tea
dear.
now.
Oh, I love it. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good to see.
I feel like Gloria Swanson. You look like a mother. Oh, so quotable that movie. It's so full of. Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But what were you gonna
Oh,
say?
sorry. All right. So we went to see Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, and after the show, at stage door, he comes out, and there's like over 100 people just crowding around the barrack things, like the whatever they are, and he is literally taking a moment with he stops at one. He starts over here, by the wall. Every single person he just has a nice little conversation with, and he's not in a rush. His car is waiting over there. It was a cooler evening, and he wasn't doing bits or anything, but he was just like, he just came around to everybody, and he just talked to everybody. And I ended up getting to talk to him a little bit and just told him that he was my hero. And he was like, "Oh, thanks, boss. I appreciate that." And I was like, I did that. I feel so embarrassed, but I was like, well, I was like, I know you're here. I was like, if you ever, we do shows here every week across the way. If you ever want to join us, it would be more than an honor to even have you near our stage. And he was like, "Oh, thanks, boss. What's the name of your troupe?" And I told him, and he goes, "Okay, well," he goes, "I'm here most nights, but if you, if I find myself out wanting to perform, I'll look you up." And he was suffered my foolishness very kindly. But my point was that he went with everybody and he talked to people, took their pictures in a very calm manner, and he could have just left. And I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. Like when you see your heroes like take time with people because they know it means something. And I've heard a lot of stories that he did that. Like he knew that it meant something to have a moment with him. So he would give people those moments.
So now I want to cross back to what I was saying and then cross back into your world. One of the things he was known for was stealing jokes. He often stole jokes. But to me, I don't fault him for that because the way his brain works, he's probably hoovering things in and spitting things out.
Yeah, he didn't have time. He wasn't processing. He probably just wasn't processing where is this coming from. If it's there, it was out.
Melange of things that was happening. But one of the things I really admired him and about him that I don't think I understood when it was happening is, he had all these heydays. He had his intro. He had the Mork era. Kind of when he's introduced to Hollywood. He has the Moscow on the Hudson. He has Good Morning Vietnam. Then you get Aladdin. You get Mrs. Doubtfire. That whole era.
Yep.
Then you get all the way to Hook, which is a very important movie to me. Then
Love that movie.
then Good Will Hunting, right?
Yep.
Then there's a lull, and then he comes back and does like your 1 hour photo and
Right.
like fights
There's a lot of
insomnia.
subversive stuff, like a lot of sort of
Yeah.
like against type and
And then there's a whole other era where he goes back to stand up and does a bunch of specials. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think he was trying to work his way around to like he's a person who never succumbed to jadedness or
Right.
just always fought to be like, what is my place? How can I try something new? How can I learn something new? Do something
Right.
new?
and just aggressively playful, which was I thought was so much fun. He just was so aggressively playful wherever he was. Whether there's an old, I can't remember her name. Her name is like Bobby Wygant or something. She was an old. I don't know if you know this interviewer.
Yeah.
But she would do tons. She would interview every celebrity. But there's an interview with her and Robin Williams. I can't remember what it's for. Maybe it was like toys or something. And he's doing bits, and of course like she's loving it. And then they cut, and she's like, it's the video of her, and they're cutting, and like, did we get that and everything? And Robin is still doing bits, and he's still like joking with her,
Yeah.
and she's kind of like,
Yeah.
Anyway, did we get that? Like she kind of like tunes him out, and like I'm like, he's still like he's being genuine. He's like playing it. He's not like putting it on for the camera. He's being genuine. And she was like done.
Travis, we're trying to study.
Come on, Travis.
Travis,
Hey,
have a-
you guys want to know what number 5 is?
Travis.
It's a number 2.
Travis, this is serious. This is the PSAT.
I feel like sometimes you're not even looking at us when you do these bits, Travis. You're just doing them
Travis.
at us.
I am looking at you because we are studying together. We are going to pass this multiple choice.
Travis, I really want to get into a good school, okay? And my family's putting a lot of pressure on me. It's just like
This is eye contact, the first eye contact you've made with us in over
you could
12
just,
hours.
Like, you know,
Well, yeah.
Travis, it's like I kind of get in the zone and I'm like, I know the answer to this question, and then something happens and it's like I lose my focus completely.
All right.
I
I'm sorry.
see you
You're
getting into a rhythm. I
I
can see it.
know.
And Travis, you're just
You're
not.
getting to a rhythm. Rhythm's gonna get you, and I wanna get you, and I wanna where you are. Rhythm.
We're in the library, Travis.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, it's a board game. So is Monopoly. So is Risk. Risk. I take a risk every time I take my girlfriend
Travis.
out to dinner. Am I right?
Travis, do you see that sign on the wall of
Yeah,
the
it says no
library?
bits.
It says no bits.
It says, well, let's be very honest. It says no bits, Travis.
I know.
And there's
I
a
know.
picture of you underneath it.
Yeah.
What's more subversive than doing the bits when you're in libraries?
Travis, are you still in school? Are you still enrolled in our school?
Yeah, Travis, aren't you like 50 years old?
I have been through this grade so many times. You have no idea. But it's all because I'm working the material. I'm trying to find the right rhythm for this.
Why don't you just start doing comedy? Why don't you just go on
Yeah.
open mic and become
Yeah,
a comedian?
go, Travis.
That's work. That's hard work.
But you can do.
You can do
you
it.
can do it, Travis.
Yeah, but when you're doing it for the fun of it, ladies and gentlemen, 7:03 p.m. in the evening time, when you're doing it for the fun of it, it's fun. But when you have to do it for work, it's drive time live at
Travis,
5.
We're both 16 years old. We
Yeah.
haven't slept in 2 days.
my eyes are gonna explode.
Please let us study.
My eyes have exploded.
He's ascending.
See.
All
Oh,
right.
Travis.
Do you ever get tired of? Is there ever a time when people do bits and you're like, not right now?
Oh, constantly. I constantly feel that way.
I don't know. Yeah. I think so. Maybe.
I think I do have a thing of like, I think once I started to get to the point where I could perform as much as I wanted, I really started to make a rule that I was like, I will not perform when I'm not on stage. Because I was just like, it was,
yeah.
it was
That's a good
too
rule.
much.
It's a
Sure,
good rule.
sure.
Yeah.
It was too much.
What
But
do we got to do before we're off the air, Ralph?
first of all, I didn't do a damn read. Hey,
Hey.
you guys donate to Radio Free Brooklyn because this show is free. So
Yeah,
you
free.
can pledge monthly or one-time donation at radiofreebrooklyn.org/donate. How do people find you, Josh?
You can find me in the library. No, you can find me. You can find me on. I'm on Twitter. X. Joshua What? And
How often do you perform at Young Ethel's?
we do there's 2 Thursdays at the beginning of every month at Young Ethel's
What's
in
the name of
Brooklyn.
your team?
We are Brand New Flavor.
Brand new
Hey,
flavor.
And we're at 8
tasty.
p.m.
How do people find you,
Hey,
Aston?
I am on Instagram and on the internet in general at AstonHollins. And what about you, Ralph?
I'm Ralph. You can find me at preciousgorgeous.com. You can find my music. You can find this podcast. And you can find love. We love you.
Hey, we love
Thank
you.
for
Good
hanging out
night,
with us.
dears. Take care.
Good night, Brooklyn.